You never enjoy your life, living inside the box. You're so afraid of taking chances. How you gonna reach the top? Rules and regulations force you to play it safe. Get rid of all the hesitations. It's time for you to seize the day. Instead of just sitting around and looking down on tomorrow, you gotta get your feet off the ground. The time is now. I'm waiting, just waiting. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, waiting outside the light, waiting outside the light, I'm waiting outside the light. Try to have no regret, even if it's just tonight. How you gonna walk ahead if you keep living by, stuck in the same position? You deserve so much more. There's a whole world around us, just waiting to be explored. Instead of just sitting around and looking down on tomorrow, you gotta get your feet off the ground. The time is now, so let it go. Don't wanna have to force you to smile. I'm here to help you know there's a rainbow, 'cause I know what's in you is out there. I'm waiting, just waiting. I'm waiting.
Okay, I want to kind of make sure everybody's sort of understanding what I'm saying here about the cube. And I guess when you're just looking at it as the cube, I mean, you don't really grasp what I'm saying, but it works like this. Judgment creates a cube. We live in what's called, most people don't know this, the cube of creation. The cube of creation is Satan's world. Everything that we can see, feel, hear, smell, and taste is Satan's. Scripture's clear about it. I don't have to quote this verse or that verse. Anyone that's studying or seeking or searching will know this. I don't have to repeat to you things that you know. Jesus says, "My Father's kingdom is not of this world." Well, when you realize and understand, or Spirit reveals that this world is made up of everything that you can see, feel, hear, smell, and taste. It's 5 senses. Then where is his kingdom? Or what is his kingdom? Well, his kingdom is everything outside of that. One of the definitions of imagination is any and everything outside of the 5 senses. Well, what happens is, all through Scripture, God uses 7, 7, 7. 7 sevens. Everything is 7. 7 bowls, 7 vials, 7 seals, 7 days. 7 times 70, forgiving. 7. It's all through there. It's the number of completion. Very important to grasp this one. Well, it's strange that everything was done in sevens and we only have 5 senses. Well, that's not true. From what I can gather, from my understanding, for me, we actually have 7. In the cube, the box, we only use 5 of them. Sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Hearing. Sight, sound, smell, taste, touch. There you go. We have 2 other ones, but we don't use them in the box, and they're primarily for outside of the box or the cube. The 6th sense is intuition. Back up a minute. Definition: 5 senses. Means by which to gain knowledge. That means everything you know. You've seen it, heard it, felt it, tasted it, smelt it. If you look up intuition, it also is defined as a means by which to gain knowledge. Working like this. You know, you're somewhere you shouldn't be, and you feel it. Intuition is telling you, you need to get out of here, you need to go, you need to this, you need to that. And right after you leave, or you've gone, or whatever the intuition is telling you, something happens. You gained knowledge. You had the knowledge to leave before whatever took place. So intuition is also a means by which to gain knowledge. The 7th sense, and the most important one, is imagination. Imagination also has a definition of a means by which to gain knowledge. Okay? And I don't know, kind of works like to figure out, how does it work? So you have gained knowledge from your imagination. Now here's the real funny part. Can you imagine smelling the grill cooking on a summer evening? You feel a slight breeze in the air. You hear children playing. You feel the sun on your face. You smell the grill cooking. Yes, you can imagine these things. So once you grasp this, the 5 senses are imagined. In Jesus' kingdom, you have 2 senses, intuition and imagination. With the imagination, you can imagine seeing anything, smelling anything, feeling anything, hearing anything, tasting anything. When you run with this, you'll come to the conclusion that a lot of the greatest philosophers have come to and said, it's not real. None of it's not real. It's not really here. It's only because we imagine it. For example, the old saying of if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? Only if there is an ear to hear it. So, a rose, a tree, only exists because I see it. Now, give you a funny little point. Take a look at John Lennon's video, Imagine. There's so many songs. This knowledge is really, some of what I'd say would be enlightened people have put this information out, but it's done in a way to where you really don't grasp it. Okay? But in John Lennon's Imagine video, he and Oko walk up to the building at the front, the beginning of the video, and across the porch is bust of like all the famous philosophers and thinkers of the world and time, and there's two columns are there on the porch, doors right in the middle, and right above the door he stops, him and her stops at the door, and right above the door the camera goes up for a moment, and at the door there's a sign that says, "This is not here." Because it's imagined. So anyway, the cube, back to the cube, as souls, we are bound in it. We are born into it. Jesus, God, is waiting outside of that cube. You see, Jesus knocks at the door. It's the door to your heart. If you open the door, you see, receive salvation, the cube unfolds, making a cross. Jesus says, pick up your cross and follow me. This is the cube that you just got out of. Okay? And yes, outside of the cube, outside of the box, thinking outside of the box is limits. It's lines, it's boundaries, it's rules, it's codes, it's sections, it's judgments. I added a photo in here. Back in there is judgment, and it's a tarot card, and in this tarot card, judgment, Michael is blowing the trumpet, and there are men, women, and children that are jumping up out of what most people would think a grave. In reality, or in understanding, it's boxes, it's cubes, and they're coming out. It's not a day to when judgment begins, it's when judgment ends. It's when judgment ends. So think about it. Look it up. Throughout Scripture, cubits are all in there. Zion is a cube, the new Jerusalem that comes out of heaven. Okay, it is, from the best I can understand about the description and the mathematics of it, the length, the width, the height, it is a cube. Don't be caught in the box. There is more than what you can see, feel, hear, smell, and taste. I promise you.